皆さんおはようございます。Thank you for joining me today. This is September 22nd, 2025, and we are doing the article of the day. 2025年9月22日の今日の記事でございます。So our title is very simple today. We have 国勢調査が始まった。外国人も答えます。So 国勢調査 is the national census. So keep recording information about families and individuals that live in the country. So 国勢 is like the state of the country. 国勢調査 and 調査 is like investigation or research. So they're doing research into the people who live in the country or the state of the country. 国勢調査が始まった. This is 始まる in the past tense. So 始まる is to begin or something to begin. So the national census has begun. 国勢調査が始まった。Then 外国人も答えます。So 外国人 is foreigners. So people who live in Japan but are foreigners, right? And then も also 答えます。This is 答える in the must form. So to answer or to respond. So the national census has begun. Even foreigners who live in Japan can answer or respond or reply. So that is it for our title. Okay, here is our vocabulary. We have 国勢調査 the national census. 始まる is to begin. 答える is to answer or to give a response. 調べる is to research or to look into. 調査 is an investigation or examination. 質問 is a question. 言葉 is word, language, or speech. 結果 is result or results. 都道府県 prefectures, and this covers all the prefectures. That's Tokyo, Osaka, Hokkaido. In Japanese, they're called slightly different things. They'll end with to, do, fu, or ken. So, for example, Tokyo is Tokyo to. So that first character there, to. Hokkaido, that do is from Hokkaido. And Osaka and Kyoto are fu. So Osaka fu, Kyoto fu. And then I believe all the rest are ken. So prefectures. But all of those means like those states or prefectures of Japan. So when you use 都道府県, that means all of them. 都道府県, prefectures. 生活 is your daily life or your livelihood. 市 is city. And 町 is a town.
9月20日から国勢調査が始まりました。国勢調査は日本に住む全部の人の家族や仕事などを調べます。外国人も答えます。調査は5年に1回しています。質問は17個です。紙かインターネットで答えます。英語など7つの外国の言葉で答えることができます。調べた結果は国や都道府県、市や町などが住んでいる人たちの生活を良くするために使います。調査は来月8日までです。
Okay, let's get right into the article. And today we have a little bit of a bonus something at the end. So stick around and you'll see what that little bonus is. A little bit of a video clip after we go through the article. So, all right, let's listen to the speaker.
9月20日から国勢調査が始まりました。
9月20日から so from the September the 20th から 国勢調査が始まりました。始まりました。So, 国勢調査 is the national census が始まりました。It started or has begun.
国勢調査は日本に住む全部の人の家族や仕事などを調べます。
国勢調査は so the national census 日本に住む全部の人。So, 日本に住む日本 or 日本 Japan に住む living in Japan 全部の人 So 全部 being all we connect that to 人 with the particle no So 日本に住む全部の人 So all of the people that live in Japan No So now they were continuing the descriptor here の家族 So 家族 is family や仕事 So things like family and work. 仕事 is work. And then など. Another things like. So even though ya kind of means things like when you're giving a list and you can end with など, that also means things like you can use them both together. That's totally fine. So などを調べます. So 調べる is to look into something or to research something. So the national census 国勢調査はlooks into or does research on the families, the jobs, and other things relating to all people who live in Japan. 日本に住む全部の人の家族や仕事などを調べます。
外国人も答えます。
外国人も答えます。So, 外国人 foreigners も also 答えます。Foreigners will also or can also respond or answer to the census.
調査は5年に1回しています。
調査は5年に1回しています。So 調査 this investigation or examination or looking into 5年に in 5 years 1回 one time しています。So it's continuously being performed once every 5 years. So we put suru in the teimasu form here, or the teiru form. Currently being performed once every 5 years.
質問は17個です。
質問は So 質問 is the questions. 17個です。17個. Ko is a counter for small objects, kind of can be used as a general counter. So there are 17 questions. 質問は17個です。
紙かインターネットで答えます。
紙か、紙 is papers or paper. 紙かインターネット. So paper or the internet. Then we have で by means of or using paper or the internet. で答えます。So you can answer written or on the internet, or by paper or on the internet.
英語など7つの外国の言葉で答えることができます。
英語など things like English 7つの外国の言葉 So 7つ 7の外国foreign countries の言葉 言葉 being the language or words. So languages from from 7 foreign countries such as English 英語など7つの外国の言葉で using these 答えることができます。So 答える to answer ことができます It is possible to. So you can answer in 7 different foreign languages such as English. Oh, let me go ahead and scroll down so you can see. はい。これでよろしいですか？はい。じゃあいきます。
調べた結果は、国や都道府県、市や町などが住んでいる人たちの生活を良くするために使います。
調べた結果は sorry 調べた結果は so 結果 is results and then 調べる to look into or do research. So as a result of doing this research 調べた結果は国や都道府県市や町など okay, so these are all this is like a list here. So 国や都道府県 the country 国 or the prefectures 都道府県 or the cities 市や町 cities or towns などが so the country, the prefectures, the cities, towns or things like those が住んでいる人たち would be the people who are currently living. So 住む in the ている form 住んでいる人たち people who live 住んでいる人たちの生活 their daily life or their livelihood を良くするために So 良くする is to improve. You're taking the E adjective good and you're putting it into the くする form to make something like an adjective. So 良くするために is to improve something. In order to improve something 使います So 調べた結果は the results of doing this investigation or research or doing the census, right, will be used to improve the lives of the people who live in the country, the prefectures, the cities and towns. Or the country, prefectures, cities and towns so that they can improve the lives of those who live there, I guess was the appropriate way to say that. Because you'll notice the などが So that ga is the subject. It's telling us who is doing what. So the country, the prefectures, the cities and towns are the ones who are making life better for the people who live in each of those places.
調査は来月8日までです。
調査は So 調査 the investigation or research. 来月 or 10月 8日までです So this までです tells us that's when it ends. It's until this. So this investigation is ongoing until October 8th. 10月8日までです So cool. Yeah, if you live in Japan, you can do this. So I believe it's already started, so you can do it online, or you might be getting a piece of paper in the mail, or you can ask for one. But feel free to do that if you'd like. As a little bit of a bonus, the government has issued a small little commercial thing that has some very simple Japanese that I thought we could go over, and it'd kind of be a fun way to end off the video. So let's move right over to that. Okay, first we'll just give it a watch, then break it down. It won't take very long at all. So, はい、いきます。
国勢調査やらなきゃ。
そんなあなたにインターネット回答がおすすめ。
意外と簡単。
全員参加で。僕も。さあ、あなたも国勢調査。
はい、okay, so let's all very simple Japanese, just a few phrases here and there. So let's break it down.
国勢調査やらなきゃ。
Okay, 国勢調査やらなきゃ。So 国勢調査, that is the census. やらなきゃ. So this is the simple, casual form of なければなりません, or なければいけません, or なくてはいけません. There's a whole bunch of those, but this means I must do it. So, I have to fill out the census. I have to do the census. 国勢調査やらなきゃ.
そんなあなたに
Okay, so this is a very common phrase in commercials. You'll see this all over the place. そんなあなたに. So if you're having a trouble, they have a solution for you who is in that situation. This そんな is describing that kind of. So そんなあなたに. To you, or that kind of you that is struggling with these problems. そんなあなたに. To you who has these problems. And then they're going to come up with a solution, right? Hmm? Very easy way to ask, huh? Hmm? And
インターネット回答がおすすめ。
インターネット回答がおすすめ。So, インターネット on the internet, and then 回答 is answer. So, response. So, you can respond on the internet. And then we have インターネット回答がおすすめ。おすすめ is a recommendation. So, そんなあなたにインターネット回答がおすすめ。So, for you who has that problem, I recommend answering on the internet or responding on the internet.
意外と簡単。
意外と簡単。意外と means contrary to what you would think. So, 意外と簡単。簡単 is simple or easy to do. So, 意外と簡単。This is very easy to do. I did not think it was going to be this easy to do. 意外と is a wonderful phrase that you'll hear all over the place, and you can use it all over. If something is delicious and you thought it was going to be gross, 意外と美味しい or any kind of adjective, 意外と綺麗、意外とかっこいい something like that. 意外と簡単 simpler than I would have thought.
全員参加で。
全員参加で so 全員 is everyone, 参加 is participation, and that's the state we're in with the で so 全員参加で let's all participate.
僕も。
私も僕も me too, me too. And 僕 more commonly used by males, so we have Pakkun, this white guy here, that's Pakkun. He says 僕も she says 私も
さあ、あなたも。
さあ、あなたも Alright then, you too. さあ、あなたも
国勢調査。
国勢調査 the national census. And then, yeah, right here they have a little bit of a sentence that we can go over. So, 日本に住んでいるすべての人が対象。So, 日本に住んでいる people who live in Japan, right? すべての人。So, 日本に住んでいるすべての人。all people who live in Japan が対象 are applicable. So, this is applicable to all people who live in Japan. 日本に住んでいるすべての人が対象。So, it doesn't matter if you're foreign born, foreign national. If you're living in Japan, you can respond to the census. So, さあ、あなたも if you live in Japan, go ahead and feel free to do the census. But, alright, that is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. 本当にありがとうございました。Hopefully you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please smash that like button, subscribe, and I will plan on seeing you tomorrow. また明日。